Okay, so I feel like I'm gonna sound really judgmental, especially judgmental today. And last night, like the night before, seemed good. Last night was the polar opposite. I don't even know what the fuck. It was like, I definitely feel like something was fucking with me. Like I could, because there was at one point where there was something like screaming at me, and I jolted awake. And so I was so suspicious anyways, because every fucking time that I like sit down, like I'm doing stuff, and then I'm like, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to look at my phone, or I'm going to put on a movie or something. And it is this, it's like, or lay down to go to sleep. And it's like I can feel this certain relaxation go over me. And right when that happens, then Stella is like, so either she is psychically attached, which I know we are that, but to like respond when I feel relaxed, to jolt me, then to me it seems like something's harassing her to harass me. And whatever it is, it has been building so intense for days. Like even when I was standing in the bathroom for the past couple of days, and I'm doing something, I have this big mirror, and you could see it back here in the hall or something, but I keep seeing something watching me. Like, so there's just like this, and I just keep seeing things all the time, like going around and stuff. Like there's more than normal. And see, and I just done that clearing. Like, I think we're just, like, it's just like this. There's just so much. There's so much that hasn't been seen. It's like going through, like, okay, so if you have all these different things and all these different vibrations, and it's like going through this tunnel of vibrations and seeing everything at this vibration or something. It's like everything around us is being seen. And you know what? This is kind of a strange. I have a whole bunch of things. Didn't even think I was going to say. Hold on. This is my second cup, so hold on. I drank the first one. I had to be firm with her. I told her to stop it. Because she just, I don't know if she's feeling something coming or something, which I would imagine. But some science guy, I can't remember what his deal is. I just saw a neuroscientist say that there's 3, I think he was saying supplements, but I think he was talking about enzymes, like coenzyme 10. There was 2 other ones he said should be your primary supplements in the morning, because if you run out of these things, you'll just stop. You'll just die. Just the same thing I've been saying and saying and saying. And that is what they have been doing to us, depleting us, which is a significant thing you need to know too, is if you're trying to figure out like your supplements. To me, the gray hair is a sign you got a copper shortage. Our pipes used to be made out of copper. And I was even thinking about this morning too, you used to get up and turn the water on and let it run for a minute before you would get the water out. And I never knew where that was come from, but when I would ask, they'd say you got to clear the pipes. So now it's like, oh, because that water, see, would sit in the copper, and you can get that copper toxicity where you feel super nauseous, can give you a headache and stuff. And so that's why you have to monitor how long you leave your water in your cup. You can't leave it and leave it and leave it and then go drink it. You have to check and see, what works for you. And it will be different for everybody. But I would say anybody who has gray hair obviously has a copper shortage. But that other woman, hers was going back with selenium. And I'm not even sure what mineral that is or whatever. But the thing is what I just heard somebody else saying, because they had come into my comments and they said that your blood type. So you got these people saying your zodiac sign can be a thing over certain minerals you need, and your blood type. And so I told her mine's A positive, and she said, oh, well, that makes sense then, that copper's working on you, because yours would be iron and copper. And probably more. I'd have to look it up. Like, you know, she just told me that last night. Hold on, I gotta catch my breath. I keep feeling like the atmosphere here is like you can't catch your breath. It's weird, like when I go out walking and stuff. Hold on a second. I have a whole bunch of things. Fuck. There's a bunch of stuff I wanted to say. Hold on. So the, can't catch my breath. As soon as I say I got a bunch of things, it's like blank. I don't know. I could have boogers going on my nose too. There's some, oh, clove water. So this is a new one. Okay, so the neuroscientist saying about all these enzymes and stuff, like the same thing as that pharmacist told my mom all those years ago, that there's certain enzymes we need. Now we're seeing that mineral shortage creates this concept of aging. All these signs of aging come from these mineral shortages and stuff. Besides the fact, then on top of that, you know, the sugar coating is add in a bunch of toxic chemicals, which create a defunk in your system. So it can not only stop its regular, like this domino effect, and not only does it stop it, but it will cause it to go backwards, and it cause like a shuffle go backwards and cause all these things back here to stop working. So you have this constant, like you're battling so much inside of you, but you're putting it in to create the battle yourself. And, oh, good news on this. I almost did another video yesterday just to say this, but I was like, well, I mean, I got to have more to say than this. And I don't know. I don't know if I did a TikTok about it. I had one in my mind, but then I could hear all these, and I was like, I don't have the energy for that. Like, there's so many things like you can say on there, and they just don't get it. It's like, and even if you go and look, they listen to like 5 seconds of a video. Not everybody can go in and listen and absorb information the same. I don't know. It's everybody's own thing. But let me think of what I was going to say. Hold on. I don't remember. But there's a bunch of things. I'll just do my hair. First thing is, okay, because the minerals and, so you can have a bunch of different minerals. Okay, so the medicine, and then they give something, and then it jacks up the system. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So my lab work. So I've been busy doing stuff, and plus crocheting that thing, and crocheting that, like everything that I do, it is like I have to take things apart. Like it's a challenge. You know, I haven't been crocheting that long, and this one I got making yesterday, it was like I went for a long time, had to take it out and do something different. So, you know, there can be challenges. It's not like it's just so simple. It takes a long time to make, but it gives you something to focus on. And then it's always the end of the product. And sometimes the more problems you have, the more proud of yourself you are when you complete it. So don't give up when things are like, you can put something aside for a minute. You know, when you get frustrated, don't just, keep forcing. Just let it go. Get your mojo back. Get your creativity back. Because sometimes when things are going wrong, which I think is the dark energy, because they're motherfucking keep harassing me and knocking shit out of my hands and shit. It's like, fuck off, you fuckers. Like, your time is up, bitch. Hold on. So, but I got a call, a message. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, the cloves. Let's do the cloves first. So the cloves, I saw this one yesterday. So clove water is not just good for your hair. So you can spray it and stuff on your hair. There's a couple more things too. Like if you make the clove water, I remember adding the rosemary. You'd have to look it up. There's some more things that are good for your hair. And so you use that for that. So the clove water. But the other thing clove water is good for is it removes all the dark spots off your face. So I don't know if you can see them very good. It was so weird at the doctor's office because I can't see really up close. So I don't know, what it looks like. Like, to me, it's more blurry. Like the microscope needs to be fine tuned. And all these motherfucking floaters floating around, fucking eating up my eyeballs. They're so harassing. I just know it's fucking parasite shit. I just know it. And anyway, so I can't see, but at the doctor's office with the weird coloring and then this bright fluorescent light and then this weird mirror thing. And it made my skin look so yellow with this really tons of liver spots all over my face or sunspots, whatever you want to call them. And, so I was like, dang, that is crazy how it looks like so many. I wonder, and it was making me think, like, are they trying to convince me to look older and sicker? Are they trying to get that for the doctors? So they just look at you like, oh, this poor decrepit patient, they're dying right here. I was like, oh, this is weird. So I don't know, because I don't think it looks like it did in the doctor's office, but I know that I have a lot of sunspots. I've always gone out in the sun and I get freckles and stuff. So anyways, but now I'm putting the clove water on. I started that yesterday, so you can use it like an astringent or something. So I just put it on cotton and just dabbed it around all over the place or rubbed it around or whatever. So I'm just going to keep doing that and see what happens. So that's the other thing. So the hair, and then so the things we're watching, the landmarks to me that I'm watching on this I won't say anti-aging, because I feel like it's like ratchet going backwards. It's going backwards. It's like we're going, like they were aging us, but we weren't catching on. And then it's like, put down the brakes and start going backwards. It's like back pedal. And it's going to be different for everybody depending on how far you pedaled in, how far you got to back pedal. And so that's an individual thing for everybody. But so the hair, and to me, it's not just the grayness going out. It's like this whole texture and the color, like the richness. And the eyebrows filling in, because I think they're going to keep going darker. And I'm wondering, like, how they'll go. Like, I'm sure in a year it's going to be a lot different than it will be even in a month or something, So then, and there's hardly any of this left. Like, there's only like a little. And then the skin, whatever you can see on the skin, to see what you think. I think my skin seems like it's improving to me. It seems like it just feels better too. So anyways, the skin stuff. Then this tooth thing with the minerals. Just putting the minerals on your teeth, not doing all their weird shit. And leaving them. I was drinking that root tea. I can't see if there's something there. Oh. And then watching for this dark spot too. The tooth to go back over the filling. At some point, I don't know if it'll have to be the med beds or what. I mean, I may have to wait for the med beds to get my implants out. I don't know. But but I think the filling, our teeth will be back to perfect once we go through the med beds. So, and even if you don't have your teeth, if you've gotten them all pulled because of all the bullshit fucking lies on our dental, that it grows them all back. So don't stress. Just keep taking care of yourself. Don't think, oh, well, I've gone too far. Oh, well, it's too late for me. No, it's never too late. And so, so the doctor's office called yesterday. I had a message, and And, you know, I didn't know what all the tubes were and whatnot. And so, so I was kind of curious. So she's going, the nurse girl, she's going through each line by line kind of thing. And it's like, I don't know, it was like this disappointment almost. Like, we really tried to find something wrong. We tried so hard. I mean, we checked everything. And everything was just perfect, except for your HDL and your LDL. Your HDL is high, but that's your bad cholesterol, but your LDL is equally as high. So that counteracts and makes it a good cholesterol. So because your LDL is high, your HDL, but I eat, well, I was eating a lot more olive oil and stuff before, and even right now it's mostly like peanut butter, because I was eating a lot of bread and butter. And then before that I was eating shit ton of olive oil, but then they were like, oh, all olive oil is bad, it's really seed oil, they're lying to you. It's like, oh, Jesus fucking Christ. And as I was like fucking doing it up with the olive oil. The Mediterranean diet says eat a lot of olive. Well, no, it's Dr. Gundry. He says the Mediterranean diet is the closest diet you can get to what would be the healthiest. But you got to be really aware of your environment. Like, you can't eat something that's completely off from your environment that your body's accustomed to. Like, what grows in your area, your body, it has like a symbiosis or something for its area, that it needs what is there. Like if you get what I'm saying. Hopefully you get what I'm saying. Because it's the same thing with the bees. Like, if you get honey that is right close to you, it is going to cure the things you have wrong with you for your environment, because it does a process to the environmental stuff so that it does make it you better. I don't know. You can look it up. I don't know, like, on every single thing, but that's a thing. And also, it's a thing about the food growing in your area of what you need. And it's like its own ecosystem, and it's things that need what it needs there. But that's what they got us jacked up on, all this don't buy local anymore. Buy from fucking way over there, and they'll send it way over there, and then they'll send it back over here, then we'll send it over there, and then we'll send it to you. It's like, you know, it's covered with it's just, you know, it's got problems. So anyways, so she had called, and so she said that they did a basic metabolic panel, and it was great. My CBC was great. And they did liver function, kidney function, thyroid function. So they're like going through everything. We got to find something. And nothing. And so everything was perfect. Everything was good. And so I was thinking, that woman now, she has to see. Like, I cured myself of Hep C. I cured myself of colitis. I got myself off all those meds. I detoxed. I even, you have to stand up to them when they try and put pressure on you. Oh, you need this, you need this. Which I know there's some people who take blood pressure medicine. I can't remember who, but there is some herbal supplements that you can use to start getting yourself off there, because all of those things, like propanol or whatever, they interrupt other things. So you have other things that you're disrupting and breaking to use their stuff. And I've seen so much stuff about this lately. There's so much. It's so much coming out too, because of the is one of their, I think it's Benadryl, is I'm pretty sure it's Benadryl. It has choline in it, and all these people have been taking it, and the choline disruptor and the choline this. And you can look up about it, but it is, there's a whole thing about how it explains this disruption and what it does. And there's other things too with this, like SSRIs. Like, if you go and read how it works, it will help you understand how It tries to do one thing, but it disrupts this, or it stops this from working. So when it stops this from creating this thing that you need to make this work, then it makes that stop working altogether. So then you need another pill to make this work, because now you've got this deficiency in your system. You're working on a deficiency all the time. And they are disrupting it and all these things. And it's always going to make you sicker. And then I know somebody, I think there was a couple people who had mentioned they had sciatica. And that is another thing, like a nerve bundle that is all inflamed and stuff. And when I had, mine was from the fall. And when I was out, it was in Spokane, and we just got back from like Costa Rica or something. And while we were gone, it was like all the leaves fell from the tree. This huge giant tree, and all the leaves fell, and we're all wet. So I went out and I started to rake them, and it was so slippery. I had no idea the leaves were so slippery. It was like being on ice. And so I slipped. When I slipped, these ginormous trash cans that we have, I fell into the trash can and hit my head going in. That's how I split my head open, where it keeps splitting my hair. But there's still this spot that's growing this hair too. So anyways, it's gonna be funky for a while. And then this white too, until it's out of the way. So anyways, but the, fell into the trash can, got hurt. Oh yeah, because, when all they did was mess with my head or whatever. And so when you have all the other things hurting, you're not really, thinking about all the other things, because you just fell and you got hurt, obviously. But then there's certain things that just keep hurting and hurting and hurting and hurting and don't stop. And my hip, so my right hip, and it was getting more and more frozen. I was having a harder time moving it. And even trying to sit and do like Indian style or something, it was like, oh my God, it was miserable. It hurt so bad trying to walk and stuff. So I had gone to the doctor. This is back when I used to go to the doctor still. And and I had asked them, and they said to go to physical therapy. And it was right when I was moving here. So I brought the paper, but then I was like, I never did do it. But I went on to YouTube and found yin yoga. And I don't remember how it all came to be. But yin yoga is where I found being able to stretch that. Now my hip, I can move it fine. Now it's fine. I don't have any problems with it. But I did that through yin yoga. So when you, whatever it is, it's like for your sciatica that it hurts right there, try and find different like stretches. And, it's going to hurt a little bit, but push through a little. Don't like, just do little by little. Everything do baby steps, little movements. And then just every time do a little bit more stretch, a little bit more stretch. And pretty soon you'll loosen up that nerve bundle and start being able to move around more. So whenever any of those things, when your body is giving you a sign something's not working right, or it's causing some issue, stop and start, deal with that issue right away. Don't let, it's like when you have your car break and then you're like, oh, well, I'll fix that later. And then you just keep going, and then another thing breaks. And then you got a couple of things. And then it's like, well, I don't have enough money for that, so I'm going to have to wait. And then another thing breaks. So you got to stay on top of each thing as things show you that there's a problem. You got to just jump on board and be like, okay, we're going to face this problem. What can we do? How can we work on this? And so anyways, and I did that by myself during quarantine. No doctor, nobody. I've done so many things with just me figuring out, like, well, I listen to my guides, and my guides don't do me wrong. And there's more, because I listen to my body too. Like, you got to listen to your body. There's more to it. It's a real, I think it's going to be like a real lifestyle change for a lot of people. Like, it's a real difference in connecting to yourself rather than connecting to everything outside of yourself. Because everything outside of yourself, it may feel more better or more like that's what you should do. But that is because you're caught up in the three-dimensional kind of world. And you going internally, that's where you find the real world. That's where you find your truth. This is, it's just an illusion so that you can, confirmation, learn about yourself. Okay, so let me think. Because all my lab work was perfect. And now it's like, okay, I really wonder, because that lady was really trying to push to find something wrong. I mean, she was going back through all this old stuff. She's pulling back records, like pulling up stuff because they didn't have access to my records. Because when I moved over here and I had my charts sent, there was an ordeal. It was just never got there. And so I just gave up. But now with their new computer system, because this is the corporate takeover. This is a corporate medical. This is no longer your doctor. This is a corporation. And then the doctors, like some of them are new. I don't even think that they understand. They're literally working for a corporation and that they are on a script. And I think they get bonus points. Like if they can get you on something, probably every appointment, they're expected to, get you in something. I guess, that's why she got me set up in that service of getting me over to see the surgeon, which, God, I hope that they call today. And I hope that they are, because my labs are good and stuff. There should be no complaint. There should be no reason. It's just, I just got to see, because I'm not doing general anesthesia. No way. Especially knowing that there's doctors out there doing local. And I just want to say again, because while I've been thinking about this, I just want to say again, don't forget the anesthesiologist who jacked me up ended up in a burn pile, dismembered by his own family member. So, and he was laying out there, what is that called? Not Timberin. He was what is that? It's like an ash, like a fin. It's like I know this word, but I can't. But anyways, he was like burned up, out in a burn pile from his own kid, and he was dismembered, and all the stuff that was in the house. So he dismembered him in the house, and then took him outside and put him in the burn pile in the yard and just started burning him. And it was a whole weird thing too with that. But, you do fucked up things. The universe will, what you put out comes back on you. And there's going to be so much more abrupter, like now. Oh, okay. So there was, So the one scientist guy, he was saying about got to take these certain enzymes, but he was calling them supplements. But one of them being Q10 or CQ10, whatever I said a little while ago, is one of them, and that's called an enzyme. And so I think all of the things he was saying were enzymes, because that is what you need in order to keep going, which we need these minerals, the minerals and the enzymes. It's like that nature had the stuff. Like if we were on nature, but see, they tricked everything, just like, it used to be natural products, like copper pipes, but then they changed it into this artificial plastics. So we used to get like the benefits of copper. So I don't think no matter what your blood type, if you're drinking out of copper, I would think it should be fine, but you need to pay attention, look up like your blood type, your zodiac, all these different things. Like if you are having a lot of signs of aging, just go in and just keep looking stuff up and try and see what enzymes or what minerals or what stuff that you need to do as supplements for you. And then I don't know, like, I can't sit here and make promises like, oh, within 2 weeks, you'll have this within, I can't say that. This all happened, it all happened organically to me. So it's unexpected, but it's like, this is stuff that we're supposed to be learning and understanding. Like, it's time for us to see. It's time for us to see how really serious that they've been killing us for a long ass time. I mean, they come up with aging. Like, I really thought aging was real. But, and then at the same time, so much, this is such a strong message to me, is where in the world did we come up with, well, it wasn't us, we never came up with it, but why we were so simple-minded to believe the earth cycles had anything to do with our cycle. Our life cycle had nothing to do with the earth cycles. Like, we don't count our age as the period of time. Just like a tree, like the trees that are out there. It isn't like that they're just like 200 years old or 400 years old or whatever. They're the age of that age. They're the age of what the period of time that is that experience for that kind of tree or whatever. So they're there for that time. Even on the land, like look at the cycles. It's 25,000 years. It's 15,000 years. It's all these different cycles. And then for some reason, I mean, these people were good. They were good. They came up with some weird shit, man. Just to tell us, like, every year when it goes back around on their birth, at the period of time that they were born, tell them that they are having a birthday. And then they'll be aged. And then we'll poison them. Then we'll keep taking all their nutrients, because it used to be like when we would eat plants that we grew, had minerals and stuff out of the dirt. And then when we had the water, we drank the water, even if it came from, because it came from the sky, as like God's nectar. That's funny. So it came from the sky before they put a lot of chemicals into it. And then it would come from the sky and fill the lakes and the rivers. And then the rocks and the life inside the water would give the water minerals and nutrients that the people would need. And I bet you that people lived way, way longer than what we think. The things that would kill people back then were more like accidents or animals. Then there was a period of time when it was one another. When the battle was when the people came over to start taking the land. They just wanted to take away from people. But it's so weird because it's like it's trying to take something that's not yours. Like, there's like some of those tribes and stuff, they didn't even have set housing. So they're just telling them they can't even be on this land. You can't even be on this land or we'll kill you. You can't even be on here. And well, we need to hunt. This is what we eat. Well, sorry. We're going to kill all them too. It's like, God, these people. Oh, they're so nasty. It's like, God, no matter how their time goes out, it's like, good riddance, dude. Good riddance, your dark ass energy, your fucking arcans and whatever, your nonsense bullshit. I'm really sick of these arcan people or whatever, these dark energy things that just harass you just to get that little, just to feel good. Like, that makes them feel good when you don't feel good. But so this other scientist, he and I saw him the other day, and I can't remember what he was talking about. His is also some kind of bio something. But anyways, he had a quick short message today. Was like, anyone in the Pacific Northwest, we're about to have a bad earthquake, so get ready. I was like, this is like, a couple of different ones of these that I keep seeing. I don't know, maybe it's the same. Oh, I forgot about my tea. Damn it. It's going to be cold now. Yeah. Well, so maybe it's the same one. I don't know. But, you know, there's something coming for sure. But there's so much right now going on with this storm in California. And it's supposed to go like a couple more days. And even right in LA, the water is all the way, like there is this big, I think it was like this giant looking drain pipe thing that was always empty and it would run next to the freeway. And I'm picturing right when you would get like going down towards downtown LA. I don't know if I'm picturing right because it seems like the Capitol building, like the record building thing. So it's over like by there. And then you have like this big like drainage ditch thing or something. It's huge though. It's huge. And it was rushing almost to the top with the water. It's always empty. I'm pretty sure that's where they were saying, but this LA water river thing, and there's mudslides going. There was one footage where a tree was yanked out of the ground and was flying through the sky, just going. It's like, who knows where it's going to crash, but it's destiny. Like, there's already been some deaths of trees falling on cars and stuff, but and there are all these people saying this is going to be so devastating. All this stuff that's going on right now is going to be so devastating for California, but and that it's going to raise the water. So they're saying that they think that this water is there's going to be these floods, and they've got these huge waves and shit going on. There's going to be this huge rise in the water, which is going to make everything flooded for a while. And I don't even know if San Diego's dried out yet. My yard is never dry. It's not even supposed to be raining, and it's when I just let her out. I was like, oh my God, everything looks wet. And then I can hear the drizzle. It's like, oh my fucking God, never fucking ends with this goddamn poison. Which I just saw a girl say she looked up and found a patent. So there's a patent on the fog, and the fog has stuff into drug us to kill it. Like, it has all this stuff in it. I can't remember all the stuff that she said in her video, but you can look up the patent and stuff. But and it's something about, this is the way that they did it in other wars or something. And so when you try and tell people that, like I try and tell my daughter, she's just, yeah, that doesn't make sense. And it's like, you can't get them to see. I don't know what thing will get them to suddenly see, but it's certainly not me saying, you know, this or that. So but I was thinking, this could be another part of the, what was this? Is Abbott? Oh, no, Abbott's Texas. No, fucking, let's see, Wheeler's Oregon. Newsom. God. Yeah, he must be the biggest dickhead ever. Like, he's also, they're destroying his legacy, I think. They're making him look so foolish. But now he's making it illegal to have a heterosexual marriage or something. Oh my God, I don't even know. All this absurd shit going on in California. But that is, to me, is to get people to be like, this is some bullshit. I'm leaving here. I don't need this shit. It's not that damn important to live in California to not put up with this shit. And so all the people trying to leave there. And then you got the storms, and the storms just coming in. And like, I literally saw a fucking surfer riding one of the rivers in a flood. I was like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, these people is like, have no respect. Like, oh, nature, let's take you on, bitch. Let's go. I was like, God damn, no respect, dude. And so nature will do what it wants to do. Which there's some footage of some giant ass crab, which I've also seen. There's some other giant, there's giant ass shit in the fucking water that they haven't been telling us. There's giant ass sharks, there's giant ass crabs, there's fucking prehistoric giant ass shit in the water. Keep out of the fucking water. Like, and it's all the stuff is coming up to be seen. It's like, fuck that. There's goddamn monsters in there. It's fucking Japanese fucking horror movie in there. And So all this water coming up and raising and raising and raising, and all these mudslides and this this unstabilizing of everything there, hopefully it pushes more people to, because they'll be displaced, and push them to get the fuck out. And hopefully more, like, I wish my brother would just hurry up and fucking leave. God, people get so stuck on, oh no, our retirement date is blah, blah, blah. That's the date. It's like, change your motherfucking date, bitch. Go. Get the fuck out. Like, why can't you see what's going on? Why can't people see what's going on? Oh, God, it's so hard. You want everybody to see. It's like, it's almost like fucking, it's like, it is like hell. Like watching and seeing things that people don't see. It's like, fuck, man, I gotta just look away. Look away. So, anyways, if he is, needs to make an escape, all of them need to make an escape, but they're pushing them more to be like, okay, we gotta get the fuck out of here. And so hopefully, I'm hoping that this displaces enough people that more people leave, so when the earthquake comes, less people die. Like, the more people that leave there, the less people that die there. As it's definitely, going underwater. Like, up here too. Like, I'm not saying I'm above it. Like, it's coming for me too. And I don't know how dramatic it's going to be, the leaving or whatever. But right now, I always just feel like I'm not supposed to be like rushing it. Still, just wait now. Another thing too is that it could go through a bunch of auctions. It may not even make it to the first auction. It could, but see, that's all on the universe. Like, it's totally out of my hands. It's totally in the hands of destiny. It's like things will play out the way they're supposed to play out. And I got to go with the flow. And there's a lot of different ways it can play out. But I don't think it's just, there's things happening to wake people up. Like, everything is about the awakening. And it's kind of like the more that you're awake and the more that you trust and the more that you push in on it, then the more it can impact others to see, because you're willing to take a risk. So I'm hoping that that's what this is all about, that I was willing to take a risk and stand up for my morals and stand up for what's going on here with the banks and, this discrepancy in our rights. And like, there's a whole thing, like I already had talked about before, like, we did never win. We really have been occupied by the crown the whole time. All our taxes have been going back there. It's like these people keep getting so mad. Oh, they're sending all our taxes to the crown. They're sending them all here. Dude, they've always sent their taxes to the crown. It's always gone there. The crown decides. Like, their fucking weirdo money says, okay, well, we need to get some money over here, so let's make a war over there. Let's go over here. There's people up there manipulating the whole thing. They're making the calls, where to send it, what to do with it. And there's just so much corruption, but a lot of the corruption is funded by corruption. Like, it's not all just this money that we send. That is like, I don't know. People just gotta see, like, this whole fucking thing has just been bullshit. Every fucking thing has been bullshit the whole goddamn time. And so anyways, the money, there's all this stuff is being exposed. All the money stuff, the government stuff. But that, I think, is why this is like, I don't know, it's like playing out in like slow play. Like the money thing. It's like to get people to see or to understand or to catch on. Like, everything is about the great awakening. And all these people think, oh no, you just awakened to this or that. I'm so awake. It's like, no, you're not. If you were so awake, you wouldn't be scared. You wouldn't be, there's a lot of different things you would be. Oh, my internet just went out. Huh. So, anyways, there's a lot of different things you would be. And that is what this is about. It's about this spiritual awakening. It's about you awakening to yourself. You have been trapped. You've been mind trapped. You've been energetically trapped, imprisoned in this place. No wonder there's people who think like it's a prison planet. It's not a prison planet. You're not a prisoner out in the universe. You are only a prisoner in your own mind. You are the one who imprisons yourself. You are the one who creates the cell that binds you. But you have to recognize what it is that you bind yourself with. And usually it has something to do with trying to please someone else, not being sure of yourself, not being confident in how you feel about something, and being more reliant on how someone else looks at something. And so then you are trying to conform, or you're too caught up in something that you don't need to be caught up in. But then you have to go through these lives so that you can pull free from that. And that is like why all these different things are being wound up, like finished, coming to completion. Right now, there's a lot of coming to completion. That is why people are having such intense experiences. It's not the universe isn't trying to punish people, it's the people. Because everybody came up with, like, your soul journey is your own journey. Somebody didn't come up with it for you. You come up with it for you. So it's your stuff that is being cleaned up. And isn't just like, well, why would I play that part? The parts are so brief. They're so minimal. Like, you have no concept of, because you relate on a time, device, idea of what time is in an increment, but it is different. So all these little examples of experience, they are minimal in an overall being, an overall being's entire journey, the entirety of self. So there's more. I don't even know what the fuck I was saying, so I don't know. I think I get what I can get it, but so I don't know. It just was weird because so many people think like someone pushed them, someone's forced them here. They're being held here. God is over them. God's trying to punish, and it's like on a day-to-day thing too. Like, if I don't get up and do the right thing, God's gonna punish me. Oh, is that the devil trying to talk to me? Everybody's got these like things that fuck with them, fuck with their heads, and it is so weird because there's such a pull. This is like something I see all the time. This pull, this trapping of this three-dimensional thing, because it's like right now it's such a thing. This is what you need to see to pull free. It's like, man, I mean, this is something like, I don't know how to explain it all. It's like you can see it and it's so clear. But you have to see it for yourself to pull clear or pull free. And it's all different things. Because it's not just like you can't just pull free from one. You've got a whole bunch of like toxic patterns that you have. It's like an adjustment period, but there's so much, because there's nothing that can hold you except for you holding you. Nothing else has a hold over you. You hold yourself. And the more that you can let go of, and there's something about like trying to please somebody else or trying to be better in someone else's eyes. There's something about trying to get something from someone else when you got to get everything from you. Like everything has to come from you in this period of time of sovereignty to become the independent being of a sovereign being that you are. Is this self-identity, wrapping it all up and seeing yourself, this witnessing of yourself, this creation of self, because it really is ultimately a creation of self, because you are everything that you've ever come in contact with. And you know, this is trippy too, is because I was thinking about when I said that yesterday about the DNA, about, you know, not wanting somebody else's DNA inside of me. And then I was thinking, because this is what they would show me then. I was like, oh my gosh, so all the food, everything we've ever taken in, every breath, everything we've ever consumed has some kind of a DNA, some kind of a marking, some kind of a thing of itself. And we take all that in. So we really are a product of everything. We are all things. The thing that is unique on what we're doing is like our sovereignty of self-identity is out of all of that, to be able to find this little part of yourself and go, that's me. See all that, all those souls right there, that one right there, that one's me. That one right there. That is like to recognize your own uniqueness. Oh, this was, I thought, interesting, because this was a really pretty girl, and she was only 22 years old, and she had gone in to get something. I don't remember what it was, to get her teeth cleaned, maybe. I think it was to get her teeth cleaned. And the hygienist started saying, so this girl, she has a mole on her face, but she has a right here. So it was a pretty big round, it was flat. It wasn't like round sticking up, but it was like to me, it looked like she probably was just shot right in the head. And so this is representing, and whatever it is, like, and I don't even know if it's shot in the head. That's where she would have to figure it out. It could have been stabbed, some kind of injury. As that kind of stuff, moles and birthmarks and stuff like that will show some kind of injury. And don't forget, your physicality is showing things that you're working on. So whatever the thing was that got her hurt, or whatever it is that she would be working on. And so anyway, so she goes into this hygienist, starts saying, so when are you going to get that removed? And the girl's like, what are you talking about? She thinks she's talking about something in her teeth. And she's like, you know, talking to her about her thing on her face. Like, how dare you, lady? And she's basically saying it's so hideous. You got to get that off. Why would you keep that on? Aren't you going to get it off? And the girl was like, no, I like it. It's fine. I've had it my whole life. It's like, it's a part of me. I'd much rather have that than have a big scar there. And it gives her face a uniqueness. Like, you would always be able to see her in a crowd. Oh, that's, you know, whatever her name is. That's Sue over there. See the girl? She's got the mark there. That's her. She stands out. Everybody else, like, okay, well, there's about a zillion brown-haired girls. So that one over there, though, she stands out. And so it gives you a unique marker. You know, it gives you something unique. I think we all need to find something unique about ourselves. You know, the thing that makes us us. It's like when we were little kids. Yeah, flat-nosed Robbie. You know, we had no idea what a hair lip was, or a palate, or any of that stuff. He just had a flatter nose, and he had a little line there. And so it was just like, yeah, flat-nosed Robbie. But that was back in the day when we could, you know, things didn't bother us like that, I guess. I don't know. Some kids like that, I guess, grew up and was like, oh, I was called flat-nosed my whole life. But I don't know. It's an individual thing. I mean, each person, you can either feel like the victim, or you can, it's like, have fun with it. That's what it seems like to me. It's like you can have fun on the playground and go out and enjoy your time, or you can sit over there in a corner and whine and cry because of whatever reason. You're left out from them. You're not having fun. The weather sucks. Nobody likes you. Nobody ever calls you first. It's like, whatever it is, It's where you focus on the energy. You focus on the things that make you miserable. You focus on the things that make you sad, make you feel defeated. Or you can focus on the things that seem fun and exciting and silly, and just get into that pattern of just enjoying life, enjoying the opportunity to come in and experience what it is to be alive. So but that is all like an individual's choice. Like, you have to, it's everything is like this changing in lifestyle and value. And, to me, so on the aging thing and stuff, because I think about this a lot, because I'm like, man, because because I've done a lot of stuff. And so when I say just go get a copper cup and stuff, like, I can't say for sure, like, you'll have no problem, because it could have to do with other factors. Like, if you haven't done any detoxing, then your body's just constantly just trying to keep afloat. You gotta help it out. So you gotta get more chemicals out. And look at that, my liver function, my kidney function, everything that was, so the thyroid function, that would have to do with all of those, like the dominoes, like you need the T4 hits the T3, which hits the thyroxine, which creates the adrenaline, which creates, there's like a whole fucking thing where, like, it goes like, like those little science things that people do when you drop the ball, and then it rolls down and it hits into that, then it drops down here, then it goes over here, then it goes over there. Like, that's what goes on in your system. And it starts with, I think it starts with glucose is the initiator. It starts the mitochondria, like the energy source to start this ball rolling. And so I'm pretty sure it all starts with glucose. But that's why because I think about like the bees and stuff, and like sugar being such a thing to all of them. So it makes sense that we would have something like that. But then it makes sense that then they would take the sugar that would be good for us and process it and fuck it up and make it really bad for us, and then put something in it that's addictive, so people take more and more, and then put it in everything. Every food that you get that is processed has dumped full of some kind of processed sugar. They liquefy it. They do all sorts of stuff. So then they put it in all this stuff. So that's why it's like you're getting these toxic sugars and stuff that fuck with you. But anyways, it is something with your domino system. So thyroid function is, that would be like your adrenals and your is not your, well, it would have to do with your hormones too. It's like your metabolic system is in order. Like, they'll go and look for these different things. So but see, and all the numbers were coming back right. So there was nothing, like, if you come back like in, your BMP, you got this is off, and then you go on here and this is off, then they'll put all these numbers together and find out where to, it must be your liver, it must be your kidneys or whatever. But then she just went in and fucking did this whole liver and kidney function test, which I don't know. I know that there was 5 tubes, and then I know too that all my numbers were perfect on the Hep C then, because she said all the labs were, all the numbers were good. It's like she didn't even want to say it. And but liver function and all that was all really good. And so the liver is the processor for like toxins and stuff, and the kidneys is also, it's like a filter. So it goes through your filter system, and so it takes out, that's weird too, because it takes out the toxins. Because why wouldn't it just filter what we need and get rid of the toxins? why would the toxins go into your liver and affect them? Like you would think, and maybe it's just because they're all overridden. Because you would think you're like, you would drink something and then it would go through your filter system and it would remove the toxins, and then you would go to the bathroom and get the toxins out. But there's a lot of these toxins that must be staying in the kidneys and then affecting the bladder, affecting the urethra, creating cancers in there through that system. And then you've got the liver, which then it goes through liver, gallbladder, split. Like you've got all of this to get in the intestines, going through your stomach. Like there's a whole thing it's got to go through. So your liver, then it gets those toxins, but it's not flushing them out. It's just holding them in there. So you got to do these things to flush them out. You've got to do these flushes. So I don't know why it would be holding on to it. It seems like it would have to be being done artificially, because it seems like our natural system would flush the toxins out. The only way it would be like if there was residual left because you had so many, like a bad thing, like, you know, going out and drinking a bunch of alcohol and then go take Advil. Like you're burdening your liver. So your liver starts having issues. Like, I don't know if you overwhelm it, you hurt cells or whatever, because a lot of people who drink so much, they just, you know, it's like they're killing their liver, you know. It's like if they're burdening it because it's too much. So I bet you, even people like, if my dad, if he would have stayed not drinking, but if you know, if you suffer from kind of alcoholism or, you know, the burden with the drink, then the detoxing, like really, I bet you it would increase your liver function. So all these detoxing, see, that is an important thing. And when I started doing that was when I got off of the meds back when I had colitis. And so, and it's so weird too, you know, because the Hep C thing plays in your head. Because then it's like, where did I get it? Where did I get it? Like I kept thinking, well, you know, I was a nurse and I got poked with needles in the lab. I was always dealing with gross, sick bullshit, sickness. And people want to be sick. That's the thing, is people don't get. People want to be sick. They want it so bad. They want a diagnosis. They want people to feel sorry for them. They want that feeling of being back, of being a baby and someone caring for you and caring and all, you know. That's why you gotta learn how to do it for yourself, because it is so fucking toxic. Because that energy will fucking kill you. But so anyways, that has made me think of it, like, you know, could it have been one of my exes or something? Like, fuck, I don't know. So wild. But anyways, but with the colitis, I know that one got more pinpointed, and it was years of bullshit where the doctors kept telling me, you know, just take another pill for your side effects. Take another one. Without 18 motherfucking pills. And you keep complaining, well, you're getting older. You're getting older. I'm fucking 55, bitch. Oh my god damn. So, and that's not whole, like, look at how the whole thing, the whole verbiage, the whole language, the whole thing is about getting you to doubt yourself, to feel bad about yourself. Don't stand up to them either. Watch what you're saying there, sweetheart. Don't argue with your doctor. Your doctor knows it all. It's like, fuck off. Especially these corporate-owned doctors. They don't even think for themselves. They're just, yeah, give me my paycheck. I'm gonna go buy a Porsche. It's like they're so mindless. Okay, let me think back where I was. Like, I just start going off. Just start seeing all this stuff. It's like, okay. So okay. So to me, yeah, when I started detoxing all that time ago. So I've been detoxing for a long time. I started doing, back then it was when I started doing it, it was like I was doing smoothies. It wasn't even that fancy a smoothie. It's like put a bunch of spinach, coke. I don't even think it was cacao. I think it was just cocoa powder, banana, and peanut butter. And so that would be, and I started making kombucha. I got off all the pills. Some of them I had to wean off of, and just, you have to just clean up the messes as it's going, whatever your effects. And it was a while. It was a while. Like I feel like I've come so far at this point. Like finally, I feel like I've come so far. Feels like it's been, but I feel like there's been improvement all the time. But the copper thing to me, it was like the biggest jump. So anyways, but on top of that, even after all that detoxing, like I've been doing all these roots and root teas and all these plants and stuff, because I drink a lot of plants. So, and all these plants, if you look up all their benefits and stuff, they're all really good for you. They've got all sorts of good benefits. So I'm putting all that good stuff, which is, it detoxes out your liver, detoxes out like all those things. So my body is detoxing all the time. So, and then on top of it, I even do more detoxing, like take charcoal pill or take the horse paste. I think I'm going to keep her doing, but I don't think I'm going to, I'm just going to stick on the charcoal. I'm not going to keep doing it, but I can't even believe the difference in hers. Her coat, even the smell of her and how soft her coat is, and all those cysts are going away. Like I'm seeing way less of the cyst, and she does get in these moods of whining, but I think it's more, I really feel like it's something with the energy. She's real on tense, like everything. She jumps up and she's barking about everything and running over to the window, looking out, barking like someone's there, and I'll go look and there's nobody there. And she'll be going crazy. I'll open the door, she'll slam through, go running out. It's like, is she seeing something that I'm not seeing, or is she seeing a reflection in the window? Like, what the fuck? But she's so on edge. And then she gets in this whining. Right now she's coming laid by my feet. But she gets in this whining, but she's not just licking her paws and licking her paws and licking her paws. So to me, definitely the turkey tail. I'm staying for sure on the turkey tail. I'm going to do the horse paste, but not do it every day for her. I'm going to do it probably once a month or something. Or, a couple times every week or something, just to kind of keep up on. Because I mean, there's so many parasites that are fucking getting on us, on our pets and everything. So, so the turkey tail, and I'm going to keep doing that Tramoxil or whatever, whoever had said about that. So far, to me, it seems like that it's working. In the Syac tea, I think I'll probably do another one of those. I probably won't stay on that long term, but I'll probably do another Syac tea just to make sure if there is any kind of tumors or anything in there that really breaks that stuff down. And then I keep doing the detox to remove the parasites out, because you want to get this stuff out. Because there's a lot of dead debris and shit that'll just sit in you, all these toxins. And I just saw somebody who was talking about, like, your intestines, especially if you eat meat, can hold up to 20 pounds of debris in there. And so it's really important. This guy was talking about, he lost 5 pounds doing a parasite cleanse, and he just bought a bottle of these pills that lasted like 7 or 10 days. And he said things were coming out of him, like worms. I still, of all the things that I've done, I have not seen any worms come out of me. The only time where I even thought it was something that looked like a worm was after I was in the quantum bed, and and I had seen something about that recently too, that the frequency will kill the worms. And so then I was like, oh, I bet you that was worms that morning, that the frequency, like, I would be curious, like, if I went in there again, maybe more worms would come out. Maybe I'm not taking anything strong enough. Like, I don't know. But I feel like I am doing better. I feel better. I feel like my color's better. I feel like but I think that all of this stuff will keep improving once you get going, because, it takes time, just like it took us years to age. It's going to take years to probably go back. But I think that there'll be some big, like, I think, because there's this one guy, and I can't think of his name is, Shaman, something Shaman, I can't remember his handle name thing. But anyways, I think he was talking about Shilajit. There's a whole thing about Shilajit, and to me, you got to do the research and decide for yourself, because there's people who think it's the greatest, and then there's people who say don't take it. But so I think his was Shilajit, and then he also uses the copper vessel thing. But I remember like a year ago, he was doing videos talking about he was becoming younger. He was aging backwards. And I don't remember if it was the Shilajit or the copper vessel he was saying, but he was talking about the things he was doing, all this natural stuff, and he was aging backwards. And I just saw a video of him the other day. He doesn't even have any gray hair left. And he used to be kind of like receding a lot. I think his hair is growing back in, but he's so dark now. His facial hair, everything is so dark. He definitely looks way younger. And so, even if you're doing it and you feel like, oh, I don't see that much difference, take some pictures. And then, 6 months from now, take some more. And you'll start seeing that the stuff is, because I mean, this, to me, is cool that I get to document this way, because then it's like, it's for real. Like, this is for real happening. And I think everybody should get to know, but I think most people would want to know. Most people would want to be like figuring out what minerals they need to change. I think, a lot of people are addicted to really food that's bad for you, and eating a lot of additives and stuff. And you got to, you're addicted. There's chemicals and shit in that stuff. So you got to fight against that addiction to get off of all of the food, what is that called? Like the boxed food, all the food that they make, the processed food, all the stuff that they make. It has got stuff that makes you addicted. So you got to get off of that stuff. You got to do a lot of this detoxing and get the chemicals and shit. Get your liver and your kidney feeling clean so it can get the toxins out. Is there's another thing too. It's like the toxins build up in there, and then they can go out and get in other places. And they're doing that on purpose too. Like they're putting certain parasites inside that will travel around, and they will migrate to certain places in your body to create certain, and I'm sure that's in their data that they're monitoring too. And so, you got to be aware of that. So it's important to keep doing the detoxing and just moving this stuff out. It's the same thing with this lymph, keeping your lymph moving. Don't, your muscles, keeping them loose so your tension isn't, so you're not tense and angry and bitter, and because that will start showing through. That will be your aging process, is your own anger and bitterness. So that is where you want to go backwards and see, like, why am I so mad? What else can I do? I think a big part of facing is, is letting go. Like, there's so much shit going on that is out of our control. There's nothing we can do about it. It's like all this shit is going to happen. There's nothing we can do about it. Like, this landscape is going to change. Our lives are going to change. Everything is about to change. And it's like we have to just kind of go with the flow. Allow things to come in. Allow things to fall apart. Allow things to come in. Like, allow this changeover to occur. The more you fear it, the more you hold on to things. It's like you're your own detriment. You're your own problem. The more functional is, letting go, processing how you feel about things, realizing the parts of you, and you can be attached to persons, places, and things. And so all of those opportunities to process through right now, and letting go of things so that you can, that is the ascension process. It's not like so you can ascend. It's like you're ascending by doing that. The letting go is your ascension. It's the letting go is what it's like. It lightens you. It lets things go. It grows you. Your metamorphosis is occurring while you're letting go. It is your transformation. And so it's not like it is very simple. So don't make it harder than it is. The simplest things can be the most effective. So just be present in your thing. And it's so important, because there's people who are present, but they're present for the fight. They're ready to fight. And be present, but don't be in this mindset of it's somebody else's fault. Like, there's just a way that when things happen, to look at them so that you can see what can I get from this? What can I learn from this? Am I learning patience? Am I learning forgiveness? Am I learning acceptance? Am I learning, just to love somebody and not try and control them? Am I learning how to allow someone to make their own mistakes and learning to control my thoughts? That's a big one on me, I swear. Just sit back and just let them, everybody's got to make their own mistakes. You can't go in, and you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to. Like, that is the challenge, to see things, and you can't go in and fix them. You can't change them. It's like that person's right or opportunity. And even if in their embodiment they think like, oh yeah, well, I don't want to go through that, I don't want to fight with them, I don't want that to happen, I don't want that to happen, but your soul does want that to happen. That's why you're here. So even if you can't remember that, so somebody comes in and says, oh, well, if you do that, that's going to happen, and you're like, well, I don't want to do that, then it's like, then this person's interfered, then they are intertwined, entangled into your karmic situation. It's like the lessons you didn't learn. It's like there's a lot more. This sovereignty is, it's weird, because it's like you becoming comfortable with yourself and not wanting other people to tell you. But then we also have to get to this point of not feeling like we need to tell other people. It's just this whole thing of this separation. It's like building an ice wall around yourself. Like, you become your own thing. But I don't know, it sounds simple, but it takes a lot. It takes a lot, because there's so much confusion and misleading. So anyways, I probably should get going now. What time is it? 2:05. Like, oh God, this night is rough, man. This night is fucked. It's like, I don't even want to fucking go to sleep. I feel like there was this show, and it was on, I talked about it a couple years ago. It seems like it's a show called Evil or something, and it was on Paramount Channel or something. I really liked it. And then I don't know if I stopped having that channel or what it was. I don't remember. But the season had ended. I think it has come back. But there was a lot of things in that show that I was like, this is so accurate in the spiritual world kind of thing. And how they can harass you in your dreams and stuff like that. And that is what it feels like total fucking harassment. There's this fucking harassing energies right now. And so if you're feeling frustrated and you're feeling harassed, it's, I'm sure, probably real. It's not just you. It's like there's this energy that is really fucking interfering. It's like desperate to get its last little hurrah in or something. But I feel like everything is going to be flipping, and in record timing. Like it could seriously be any moment. Anything can happen. I mean, obviously we got through Monday. And there's still banks. There's still schools going. Still Texas. There's still fucking all this shit. And I don't know if it's gonna. It seems like whatever's gonna happen is gonna kind of come out of left field. Because even if you're paying attention to all this stuff, there's so much stuff. There's so much stuff happening all the time. It's like you're bombing over here, or fighting over there. There's this going. Like in New York, I guess it's really bad right now. I knew that was going to be in the cities. I'm sure Chicago. I'm sure all these cities. They're being like overrun with crime right now. Even these people who are here, to the instigators, beating up cops and shit. Then they're just letting them right back out. But see, this is also, to wake the cops up. So the cops can see like, hey, these people, they don't have our back. They don't give a shit about us. It's this whole breakdown in society. All of everything's got to break down. People got to all see. People all got to look. And everybody gets these chances and these opportunities. And that's why it seems like so slow and tedious. But there will be some things that will start going better. Like I just feel like there's going to be some things that'll start going better, and then it'll get better, and then that will get better, and then that'll catch more people's attention, and then that'll make other people more motivated. Like it'll keep. It's like this ratcheting system. It's like this. Everything is this. This makes this. This makes this. This makes this. It just keeps going. Oh yeah, now they got all this drama too with the Charmed. Like Alyssa Milano, the whole time she has always been on the stage as a ratchet, man. When I was back on Twitter, she was just always saying shit. She was always having drama. She's just always and I'm sure whatever her deal is, I mean, she could even fucking be a clone for all we know. She's been in this industry since she was a kid. So she's a product of her environment, and then she's married into it. She's with one of the handler people that's from the management agencies. So she's got herself in whatever drama. Rose and Holly and Shannon or whatever, all these girls calling each other out now. I don't know, Jason Priestley. Like there's just all this drama. And it's funny because this is like a certain group of people. Like I don't know if I've ever even seen Charmed. But then you got all this other group of people who are all on the Catwheel, all on the BET, all of that stuff being exposed. So there's all these like pockets of exposing stuff. And there's videos like of Britney. You can see like, because she does these weird dances that you can see sometimes when the filter goes off. And somebody had one slowed down with the filter off, and it looked like it looked like her sister. It looked like her sister is standing in for her. But no, I think her sister isn't skinny enough. I think the girl that they have playing her, I don't know, maybe she's a drug addict or something. I don't know. The whole thing is so weird. It's all just to fuck with our heads too. But right now, the fuckery is to get us to wake up, to get us to see like, oh my God, what the fuck? What the hell is that? What the hell is that? Because the whole thing is just getting wake up, and it's not just one bad thing. It's this whole thing is a shenanigan. The whole thing has been a lie. The whole thing has been to consume you. And so, it's just a complex, complicated situation is going on for the awakening. As all these people think like, well, I don't know. Like they think they just did it, and everybody else hasn't done it. It's like, you guys don't understand at all spirituality, or it's like so much stuff that people just don't understand. And then I don't know, maybe I don't understand. Who knows? Everything will play out the way it's going to play out. And I am still thinking that anytime something big and significant can happen, it can change everything. And you just can't get caught up, because even on the house thing, like even if it goes to auction in a couple of weeks, it may not even go and make it on the thing. There's so many things that can happen. It could go, but I would very much take it as like the universe is telling me, get the fuck out of there. We've been telling you to get the fuck out of here. You're not listening. Get the fuck out. Like, that's how I would take it. And I would just start packing up my shit, figuring out how to go. And one thing I did remember too is if they come in and give you the money to move, like if they say, okay, well, we'll pay you to move if you just hurry up and go, but you have to take everything. You can't leave any messes. And I forgot about that because I would, I think I had some like soap left or something in the laundry room. And they came in and said, nope, you got to take all that. So you have to go, if you have to take it to the dump or wherever, all your stuff, if you're moving it or whatever. So that was one thing. But I don't know. They may not even come in and offer anything. I mean, it could be anything. They could just pull up with cops and, you know, there's no telling. Like, this is the end of this criminal enterprise that is so problematic and is showing itself in every way possible of how criminal it is. It's just exposing. So, you know, anything can happen and you just got to go with the flow. That's all you can do. Confirmation once again. So anyways, that's what I'm going to do today. Go with the flow. And, the crocheting one that I was doing yesterday, I had to take all this stuff out and start again. But I am thinking it's so cute, but I'm not going to show it today. I'll show it tomorrow. But that other one, I love it so, so much. And the coolest thing too is that when you are making it for yourself, you can make it fit you exactly perfect. So it's totally making custom clothes for you. It's like your length, whatever, all the size that would fit you. And that to me is where we're headed to. No longer this just fucking factory corporation life, just draining us of our essence. Now it's going to be way more fulfilling, way more creative, way more soulful. The music is going to change. The way we dress is going to change. The way we act is going to change. Our interactions are going to change. What gives us joy is all about this lifestyle change. And, you know, and finding the best version of yourself. You know, try different things out. You know, you're not going to figure out what works and what doesn't work if you don't keep trying things. So just try different things all the time. So anyways, that's my take on it. That's how I feel about it. That's how I feel today. So let me think, was there anything else? Was there something else I was going to say? Well, something, I swear, there could be a lot of things. I feel like I could just go through, like, there's like all these different, what is those called? Like these points, these kind of like different points. I can't think of what the word is, but there's like so many different things. There's so much going on. There's so many different ways to look at it. And, you know, it's just important for you to become you. And you define how you look at it, how you see it. And then, plus, always just be open. Just be open to growth. Be open to seeing things new. Being able to see things you didn't see before. Don't hold yourself back by being trapped. Like, there's a lot of traps there. So, anyways, I'm going to go. I want to go back to sleep, but I don't want them coming and yelling in my fucking face. It's like, God, I hope all this drama is because we're so close. We're so close to them all just going. Because I don't even know what will life be like when we're not being harassed by this fucking dark energy all the time. So, anyways, that's all I got to say. So, have a good day, and hopefully I finished saying what I was saying. I don't even know. I feel so out of it. I swear. So, I'm going to go fix my cup of tea. And right now, I feel like there is worms trying to come out my nose. Well, that was one thing, too, I noticed when I put the cloves on. It has started some activity. So, I don't know if the bots up in my sinus don't like if the cloves is sunk through my skin, which is so weird because we're not even real. Like, it's so weird. All this stuff, it just keeps you twisted, going around and around and around and around. So anyways, my unreal worms that are crawling in my unreal face or moving around in my unreal nose. So anyways, I'm go do that, and I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go make a cup of tea and look for a movie or something. So anyways, have a good day. I'll talk to you in the comments, and I'll see you tomorrow.